right. Boy, a great win for our guys, our coaches, our players. And Sooner Nation, man, they were awesome. They really showed up tonight and affected the game. That was a lot of fun to be a part of. The passion, the energy in the stadium, in our locker room. Hard-fought victory. Didn't play our best game and still won by a couple scores. So we'll take that. It really felt like there's a lot of the game we played really, really well, and at times had an opportunity to really pull away. We had some self-inflicted issues that kept things a little closer, but like a championship style program that Michigan represents, man, they kept throwing haymakers as well. But we're super proud of our players and coaches, figuring out, finding a way to win. Won a really good, tough game where, again, a lot of the statistical things I know we won. We were minus in the turnover margin. Fantastic. In the red zone was a huge difference in the game. Playing some elite level defense. Just the mindset. The mindset. Sets the tempo for everything. And I'm really proud of the toughness that our guys played with on defense. Time and time again, turned them back and either held them to no points or a field goal, got off the field there at the end. Again, offensively, really felt like they controlled the tempo of the day. They're playing a really good defense, very well coached. They got a great roster, an elite roster. 408 to 288. We gave up the 75-yard run, put them in a bad call. We got to play it better. We have to adjust it better and do some things fundamentally better, but put them in a bad call right out the gate and took the air out of the stadium. But they didn't let them. It didn't deter them. Again, I thought our guys were really disruptive and tight. A lot of coverage. They made a competitive play down the middle of the field. You'd love to make that play and pull the ball out, but held them to 38%. Conversion or completion percentage. It's hard to do, in this day and age. And again, third down, I think they were third and fourth down 3 out of 15. We were over 50%. That's a winning formula. Grayson Miller, how about Grayson Miller from UCO? I know nobody can play from UCO, and nobody can play from Purdue, and we can go down that list, but these guys figured out. Owen Heineke led the team in tackles, walk on, a bunch of misfits, but the O-line was really good. Started off giving a game ball to Bill Bedenbow and the offensive line group. Really proud of those guys, everything that they've battled through, and the pain, as I told the team, is one of the world's greatest adhesives, and what you go through, and somebody that's gone through hell, like a lot of us have, you don't walk the same. And but our destination isn't to be 2-0 and beat Michigan. It's we feel like we have a heck of a team and have an opportunity with a lot of big-time challenges in front of us to have a really good season. And so I'm really excited about what this team can become. I'm proud of John. Again, he made some amazing plays. In the first half where he broke some tackles and threw some lasers. I don't know if that was fun to watch. It sure was for me. Barnes ran with conviction. Blaylock, battled through some, just kind of being banged up and did great. John, showed his acumen as a runner as well. And that's what good players can do. The quarterbacks that are playing at the highest level, they can throw it and they can run it. And design and have the ability to improvise and make plays, extend plays, and throw the ball down the field. I thought our guys did a great job competing in a lot of those situations. We work the scramble drill every week. Deion Burks, a guy that was overlooked in the state of Michigan. There's a lot of guys in the state of Michigan, but it was personal for him, and he had over 100 yards. That was awesome. Jaron Kanik, I know he wishes he could get that. What would have been a touchdown back, but man, was he tough or what? And just makes plays, catches it in traffic, and falls forward a lot. And then again, John had just south of 350 yards of total offense. So really excited for the guys. thankful again for the coaches and again all their hard work, and I look forward to going to Philadelphia here this week.
Was this maybe the most physical game you guys have played in your 4 years here?
I don't know. It was a very physical game. I think they punched back, we punched. Went kind of back and forth. We've played plenty of physical games, but it was a physical game, no question about it. It's a program that prides themselves on being physical, and we wanted to be we wanted to do the hunting, and I thought our guys did a great job of that. I'm sorry? Yeah, I mean, I thought we got in a good rhythm, and I think they're comfortable. It was still 2 scores, but we had an opportunity to get 3 scores ahead, and we just couldn't put it together. But that was big, going in, and then we did our best there to keep them in it and give them an opportunity there, to the end. But I just like the resolve. Nobody panicked. We kept showing back up, made the plays when we needed to. Again, a 9.5+ minute drive there in the last 10.5 minutes of the game, whatever that was, man, that says a lot. And again, you're not going against, Sisters of the Poor. You're going against, Michigan and Coach Martindale and those kind of things. So.
Brent, earlier in the week you compared Bryce Underwood to Trevor Lawrence, but tonight your defense performed so well against him. What went into that?
Again, just playing complementary defense, so guys up front, guys in coverage, not allowing them to have real balance in the run game. Obviously, that puts them in a little bit more of a predictable situation. I thought we had some really good timely plays within several of the drives, even on early downs, that really put them in a tough position. But and then we got them into some predictable situations, there as well. So just good team defense as much as anything, and guys playing well, together for the most part.
What were you thinking when you were on the? What were you thinking when you were on the shoulders of your players after the win?
I'm embarrassed. I mean, this is a players' game first of all, and a lot of other people. We're responsible for getting to that moment. And then again, we're 2-0. Again, I don't want to take away. You got to celebrate, man. It's what we do is too hard. You only get 12 opportunities guaranteed at the beginning of the year. So I'm not apologizing for celebrating, with the guys. They need to celebrate. Everybody else, outside just and not here, just everywhere, is going to nitpick and this and that and all that. And that's fine. But I want our guys to have an appreciation for what it takes to everything that goes into winning. It's not easy to do, so that was cool for those guys.
Just how tough was John tonight in terms of him running the ball, and how big a part was that of the game plan?
Yeah, I mean, again, obviously you saw, what he can do, and he falls forward a lot. He's got great strength and great skill. He's a tough guy. He's fearless. He attacks everything without fear. He believes in the guys around him. He plays within the system. Thought our guys had a really good game plan, the offensive staff, and but the plan of the scheme's only as good as the players that are out executing it. And I thought they did a great job of executing it. And then just having I told the guys before the game, the will of this football team is going to make the difference. And there's plenty of things that maybe made the difference, but it starts with that. You don't have that, man, you're in trouble. But again, I thought they had a great opportunity to show kind of the soul, the toughness and the soul of this program.
Your quarterback has to carry 19 times? Just one of those nights?
I don't know.
Is that too many? Typically, you don't want it every game, I'm sure.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Yeah, we did what we needed to do to win. Yeah.
How did you feel about the way Ben managed the game, and specifically on that last drive to be able to?
Yeah, again, I'm just laughing because that's a close to a 10-minute drive, and those are hard to get against good people. They're hard to get in that practice against the scouts, without some screw ups along the way. So just really functional football, not perfect, and but it's good functional, clean football, executing, making the plays when you needed to, throwing, catching. Guys caught the ball, got up the field, made some good tough runs, didn't allow a lot of leakage, and there's plenty of times they had the whole defense down there trying to stop us.
Brent, you
talked about the offensive line, but again, just what stood out about that group, and specifically Michael Fasusi getting on the field?
Yeah, just working in a cohesive way. As I said this some point in time today to somebody, but last year's team we had 10 different starting lineups. The offensive line. There's not a more important position on a football team that requires chemistry and cohesion, time together, the communication, and everybody working together. And because of having guys out and unavailable, we had to baptize some guys before they were ready. They did as well as they could, but we weren't quite there yet. And so to see that kind of where we are just several months later, and again, I know we got a true freshman out there, and then you got some guy from one of them directional Carolina schools, that surely he can't be worth a flip, and but he did all right, and but really, again, proud of all those guys, man. Just everything that's gone into it. Bill Beatonbow, man, he's worked, man, so hard. He's lived and died in every tackle for loss, sack, all the things that go into, developing a group of guys, man. He's put his heart and soul into it. So proud and happy for him.
About your young cornerbacks. Cortland Giller's out there getting tested a lot and playing well, and then Day Jordan comes out in the second half and plays well. Well. So
Yeah, man. We talked about on defense, and you talked to the other guys, and then not to our players, but to the staff. Like that was going to be one of the most critical parts of this year's defense. The kind of the question mark, and we made a decision not to go into the portal and stick with our young guys and just get them ready. And they had shown enough for us that we thought that they would. And sometimes hope's not a great strategy, but we were hoping to. And man, just they've put in a lot of work, and Jay's done a great job along with Coach Hall. Those safeties and corners got to work together. The front works with the back end as well. And but the young guys, they're fearless. They love to work. Man, they're a bunch of dogs. They're edgy. They like to again be pushed and challenged, and so it was good. And we're going to see lots of different types of tests this year. Lots of amazing receivers, and so that was a good test, a different kind of test. They had to show up in coverage and a lot of the perimeter run game, very physical. And you saw them early in the game setting edges, outside in, and we ran some pressures. We were blitzing the corner, and those guys were fearless. That was fun to watch.
Brent, what do you think of how Kendall Daniels brought energy tonight and how he performed?
Yeah, he did good. Maybe the first boot, he was all excited. He was going to go get the quarterback. He's got to cover the flat. So they picked up 20 yards because he's not in the flat. He was all fired up, thought it was going to be a run. And but he's been great. Again, I've bragged on him a lot, just his maturity and his ability to adapt to the locker room, earn the respect of his teammates, play multiple positions. He brings a unique skill set, outside and inside both. But great teammate. Love his attitude and energy, and guys really, really respect him.
With a win like this early in the season over a good football team, good program in Michigan, you have all the recruits here this weekend. What can a win do like this for this season, but also maybe for you guys as a program?
Again, it always kind of twists me up. So with the recruits, I think there's validation, and I think they're looking for certain things. So whether it's a quarterback that's looking for a place to call home and a style of offense that's going to have great balance and give them an opportunity to showcase their ability, or an offensive lineman, that can, show their physical toughness, ability to pass protect against some of the best, and be developed by one of the best offensive line coaches and at any level of football, or again to play, in a ferocious defense that guys are going to play with tremendous passion and physicality and belief, and look like they're having fun, like it's recess. And who wouldn't want to, be a part of that and be developed in every part of your life as well. So, I'm excited for that. There'll be a byproduct of having a good night like that early in the year creates a little bit of momentum, in that space. That's real recruiting. And when you're making, life-changing kind of decisions and people are involved, I think people will see, hey, man, I want to be a part of that. I can see myself there.
I know you didn't. What about this season? What can it do this year, this early in the year?
Again, you get into a rhythm, in the season, and you learn a lot. When you're challenged, your back's against the wall, you learn a lot. I mean, again, I told the guys, man, you didn't have to play perfect. We've been saying that. You don't have to play perfect to win. And sometimes people, have this, you put pressure on yourself where you feel like, I have to play perfect to win. And we've preached that a lot. This is when we put it all together, all three phases. Remember, you don't have to play quarterback alone. You don't have to play special teams alone. You don't have to play left tackle alone. And you got a great defense. There's other players on the, in the offensive huddle. They can help you. They're going to chip a little bit, and help you out. And +1 run game helps out. And quarterback that can make plays with his legs is going to help everybody out. And so I think that, for us, in the locker room, as you build your team, and you want to create confidence through doing the really hard stuff, having some success, lends credibility to the process, how we practice, how we meet. And again, not have doubt, think the right way, and believe in yourself, believe in your opportunity, believe in your teammates, believe in, how we practice, how we meet, all of those kinds of things. And again, you have a lot of different types of challenges along the way in front of us. We know that, but again, I think that's obviously a step in the right direction.
Yeah, I know you probably didn't think about it one time during the game, but coaching against Sharon, I assume seeing him after the game, what'd you think of that? And also, what did you notice about his team that maybe you didn't know just from the film?
Yeah, again, you don't ever love playing people that you have great respect for. I don't anyway. I don't get anything about that. And I like to win and then do it against somebody I don't really like. That's fun. It is. No, someday. But anyway, hey, that's just it is what it is. They'll be fine, and they've won plenty. And again, as we know, that was just look at the last part of last year, and the roster that they had, and again, they're a very talented team. They had a lot of momentum coming into the year too. So. Again, just one game, but that's a team that's going to respond. They showed that, the last several years. But I think it was just, it was every bit as good as I thought it would be from a roster, what they looked like, how they played. I looked across their sideline, start of the fourth quarter, and they were excited to play. And they thought they had some momentum, and they maybe did, maybe they didn't. And, our guys, shut that door. But, I like that. I was like, oh, that's what we said they were going to do. That's what they punch back. And you're going to have to knock somebody out. They're not going to give it to you. And so you got to go take it and earn it. So that was just more validation of what I already affirmation.
You got a bunch of tough games left. But is this a game that you won, you say, it's still Oklahoma?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not that way. I don't, I think every year's a little different. This is a program that, has high standards and high expectations. And I've said this to you all before several times. Man, I want everybody to share in the success, and I know how much people in this state, people across the country that love the Sooners, how much passion they have for Oklahoma. And, everybody wants to win and be successful. So for a moment, man, they get to celebrate and be proud of their team and their school. But that is an expectation here, and so again, we met the criteria today, and job well done by our guys.
Any update on Gentry?
I'm sorry?
Update on Gentry?
I don't have one. Yeah. All right. Appreciate you all. Thanks.